Hello gamers, this is Sai, and welcome back to Which Way Games. Now, what do you say before going on an epic journey?
An adventure! Yeah!
You gotta love the enthusiasm, and with that being said, let's get on with the video. Now I love adventure games, but it's that journey from the beginning to the end that makes the whole escapade memorable. And there's one game that fits perfectly with this ideology, but before I get ahead of myself and talk about this underrated gem, we have to go back to the past to see where it all started.
When it comes to video games, there are plenty of titles to keep avid gamers amused, and over time, these portals into the realm of digital fun have become more story driven. With the likes of Zelda, Chrono Trigger and the Final Fantasy series, the world of gaming will be blessed with some truly remarkable titles.
And as amazing as those games are, there are some modern classics that fit perfectly within this category, such as Ghost of Tsushima, the Uncharted series, and of course my favourite at the moment, the Assassin's Creed franchise. Obviously with Valhalla, there is a mission where you can unlock a cat companion, and for those that know me, they know that I simply adore our feline friends.
Obsessed much?
Now out of all the story-driven games available, there is one that is highly underrated, and this would be Enslaved Odyssey to the West.
All the way back in 2009, Bandai Namco and Ninja Theory teamed up to create a sequel to the highly popular Heavenly Sword. Sadly though, this never came to be, so the two developers decided to come up with a new idea for a game, and look towards Chinese mythology for inspiration.
This is where the novel A Journey to the West comes into play, with some stories surrounding the infamous Sun Wukong. Leaving the realm of fantasy behind, developers went for a more steampunked look, which fit perfectly within the futuristic setting.
Utilising motion capture with live actors, game developers were on the road to create a fantastic game, with a memorable story filled with many twists and turns along the way.
And in October of 2010, Enslaved Odyssey to the West graced the gaming systems at the time.
The story of Enslaved is set 150 years into the future, where the Earth is still feeling the conflict of a global war.
Resources are limited and help is far and few between, but the biggest plight for human survivors are the mechs, robotic death machines that are still programmed to take out hostiles. What follows is an adventure filled with many dangers, as well as a compelling story that only adds to the fun factor of Enslaved.
Gameplay is a mixture of platforming combined with elements of puzzle solving and combat, very similar to the styles of other slack and hash games such as God of War.
Now obviously Monkey isn't as angry as Kratos, and the Spartan warrior isn't as agile as our hero, but isn't there another gaming character that takes anger to a whole new level? Gee, thanks. It's going to take ages to clear up all this blood.
As gamers progress throughout the story of Enslaved, they get to witness the development of a bond between Monkey and Trip. Some would state that there was a mutual respect between the two, perhaps even an attraction that they're unaware of.
Now this way of thinking makes itself known during a certain cutscene where Monkey's up high on a tower and receives a cry for help.
Monkey, help.
What's going on?
It came out of nowhere. I was just looking around and...
Whoa. Just calm down and tell me exactly what happened. Don't bother, I just saw. It's a dog. You can't fight it. Just keep still. Don't move and don't make a sound.
Now obviously Trip isn't completely helpless, as she can access certain key areas thanks to her technical skills, as well as revealing hidden dangers.
But one of Trip's most useful skills is projecting a holographic image of Monkey. It certainly comes in handy, especially when you're under enemy fire.
Overall, Enslaved Odyssey to the West is an underrated gem of a game. Now avid fans of Enslaved have never forgotten this overlooked classic. And thankfully over time, a cult following has surrounded this game and garnered the respect that Enslaved Odyssey to the West truly deserves. Hopefully another Enslaved title will grace the world of gaming, with a continuation of the story where perhaps Monkey will learn more of his past, or maybe the very essence of time travel will rear its ugly head. Either way, if you've got a few hours to spare on a Sunday afternoon, then I highly recommend this game. With its mixture of platforming, fast-paced combat and some great storytelling, Enslaved Odyssey to the West is the perfect adventure to pass the time. But one question I've always wondered is whatever happened to Monkey and Trip at the end of the game.
Anyway, come back next time where I take a look at id Software and some of their legendary games. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next game.